Hello dear viewers, my name is Rakesh and I'm your host here with the topic EURUSD and GBPUSD technical analysis today. Today is 22nd of September 2021. I want to introduce myself first. I'm a DUSCAD community member and doing live webinars and sometimes uploading technical analysis video for the DUSCAD bank. I'm not an employee of DUSCAD bank, so whatever the views or opinions or the trading ideas that are discussed or told in this video are of my own. As the name of the topic suggests, that we will be carrying out the technical analysis of euro against the dollar and the British pound against the US dollar. We will also be carrying out the analysis technically of the major pairs, and also we would like to see CHFJPY and so many things like some commodities also. So you be with us in this entire video because we are also going to see the metals like silver and gold and also the crude oil. We will carry out the technical analysis of miners also, minor pairs like Euro New Zealand. Now in this session we will be strictly talking about the technical aspects of trading, and we actually try to ignore all the fundamentals. As a technical analyst, I know that every piece of information, whether it is critical or fundamental, is priced into the chart. So I try to follow the charts only for analysis. In this program, we also be using the candlestick charts. So you will not be able to see the line charts or the bar charts in this program, because we exclusively use the candlestick charts, and we will try to find out the key levels from where we can initiate or manage our trades. If you are new to the technical analysis, I would request you to go to our channel's homepage and in the playlists search for the profitable candlestick patterns playlist and the profitable chart patterns playlist. If you go through those playlists first before you hover to this video, it will help you in understanding what we talk about in this program. We have been doing this program from the 19th of July this year, and every day other than Saturday and Sunday, we have been doing the live webinars or doing the video every day in the form of the technical analysis. The title has to be small, so we keep it like EURUSD and GBPUSD technical analysis, but we also include the other pairs like I have told you, the miners and the other major pairs, the crude oil, the Bitcoin, and so many other things. So in the introduction part, last thing that I want to say is that you should do your own research before you put your hard-earned money on the line. So every information that I say in this video is only to enhance your knowledge. Okay, before putting your money on the line, you have to do your own research. In this regard, I also want you to go through this risk disclaimer. It states that the trading foreign exchange on margin carries a high level of risk and is not suitable for all investors. So you have to know yourself as an investor that whether you are ready to take this risk which is involved with the trading foreign exchange on the margin or not. And you never take a trade based on what you see in this video. That is what I say you. If you still want to take a trade based on this video, then I will not be held responsible for any losses that occur in your account. You and only you are responsible for deciding if you are comfortable accepting the risk that is involved in forex trading or not. So I say this, it does not mean that you are going to incur losses or you are going to incur profits. It solely depends on how consistently you are able to manage your risk, how consistently you are able to plan your trade. So in this video can actually be seen as an educative or the video for education, where I'm trying to tell you how to draw the key levels and then how to use those key levels to open the trades which have a good risk to reward ratio, or in the form of permutations, I must say, which have more odds in your favor than more odds against you. So the risk is less and the reward is more, so you can trade it, and consistently over the period of long time you will be very much profitable. All right, so the risk disclaimer is over. Let us over to the charts first. The first chart that you are able to see on your screen right now is the dollar index. Right now, at the time of recording, dollar index is trading at around 93.08, and yesterday we were looking at this level of 93.18, and in the previous video we have mentioned that this area is an area of resistance, and if we see a close below this resistance level, then we can see the dollar index going towards 92.45 once again. And yesterday the daily candle closed at around 93.14, about around 5 points below 93.18, and now we can say that the price may go back to 92.45, but the yesterday's candle's low has not been broken yet, and the high of today was almost at the same level where there was the high of yesterday. So 93.239 was the resistance today also, but the yesterday's support, that is 92.997, has not been broken yet. So till the time that support is not broken, we cannot be sure whether the price is going back to 92.45 or not. So let us see what is happening actually on 4 hour in this market. Okay, on the 4 hour we can see there is a bearish engulfing candle on the resistance, but this low here may be a problem if you open short positions in the US dollar right now. So we need a closing below this 92.99 to be sure that now the US dollar is going to go to dustbin, or 92.45 for that matter. So if we are not sure that US dollar is going down, so can we be sure that the Euro USD is going up? No, we are not sure about that also, because in case the US dollar starts going down, then Euro USD will start going up. But here technically, if I just forget about the dollar index now and I solely focus on the Euro USD, then you will see that there was a support on 15th of September at around 1.1751 region, and the next day the price went for a pullback to the 10 periods moving average and then started falling down, giving us a bearish pin bar, breaking these two supports and closing below it at around 1.17239. So this close below this point has given us an indication that more losses are possible, and we converted the title of the title of the video to 1.1663 is what is possible in the Euro USD. But suddenly it found support at around 1.17. Now 1.17 is a psychological handle. This is for one thing, okay, and other than that there is no big reason other than that this was the previous support, this was the previous support. So maybe that is the reason that the price started getting some support here. So what do we need now for the price to go to 1.1663? There has been so much of selling yesterday and day before yesterday and even before that. So now you can say that most of the people are already short in euro. So there are no fresh sellers to open position and push the price lower. So when can the fresh positions be opened again? Fresh positions will be opened by the fresh sellers who will join the market when it reaches a resistance zone. So right now, is it a resistance zone? No. The resistance zone, a good resistance zone, is at around 1.17518 level. So when the market goes to this level again, then we can expect fresh sellers to join this market and push the prices lower. In other words, you can also see that this 10 periods and 20 periods moving average, like I always say, tend to act as the magnets which pulls the price towards them whenever it goes away. For example, here when the price broke below this 10 and 20 periods moving average, see how the price starts going towards the 10 periods moving average, and then when it closes below it again after testing, how the price drops again. Okay, so this is what you can expect here right now. There is a possibility that the price is going back towards the 10 periods moving average to test it as a resistance, or to go into the sell zone, which if it aligns with the 1.1751, if the 10 periods moving average comes to this place and the price keeps going to upside and test the 10 periods moving average and then gives a close below that and even below 1.1751, then we can expect more losses on this market and we can expect 1.1663. so this is the psychology behind the setup. Now if we talk about the present scenario, then 1.1751 is the immediate resistance that is sitting right on top of the price right now, and 1.1727 may be a small support for the price because it has been a support for the price here for the 2 days, so it can provide some support to the price now. And after that 1.1700 is a good support for the price if it starts going towards 1.17. Looking at the 4-hour chart, it looks like the price is trying to make a symmetrical triangle here. Actually, if you join these highs and if you join these lows, you will see a triangle forming here. So there's a possibility that the price will start hovering like this now and then eventually break below and go down, or the price can also go up. This is just a matter of time when we see which side the price is headed and breaks to the upside or breaks to the downside. That we have to check and act accordingly. But in my views, expect some down move after the price meets 1.1751 region, because this is what I'm expecting to act as a good resistance. And in case it does not hold as a fresh resistance, then expect the 1.1800 to hold to be held as a fresh resistance for the price. Although I think 1.175118 is even sufficient to push to attract the more sellers. Now if we talk about the Great Britain pound against the US dollar, yesterday we talked about this trend line which we had created using these lows here. After we joined these two lows, the price tended the projection yesterday went all the way up to 1.3634 region, but the price did not test it yesterday. In fact, the price came to test this level today and has made an intraday low of 1.3616 and has made an intraday high of 1.36788. So right now the price is trading at the opening price of 1.3662. So there is a lot of indecision being built up on the Great Britain pound against the US dollar. So where is the price headed? It is very difficult to say right now. But instead, if we see a closing above 1.3670 on the daily closing basis today, we can expect 1.3765 in this chart. But if we don't see a closing above 1.3670, then we can expect 1.3572 also. Of course, this trend line will be acting as a support, but since this is not a very long trend line, so expect this line to break on the way down, and 1.3572 may be the next target for this. And after that, this falling channel support line may offer some support to the price if it meets this line here at around 1.3516 area. Talking about the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar, yesterday after watching a bearish pin bar at the resistance but closing right on top of the support, you see about 0.7000 was the support, and the price actually closed at around 0.70008. So it is like closing the day at support, and today the buyers jumped in to push the prices higher. So if we see a close above 0.7045, then the uptrend, or you can say 0.7104, will be exposed. But if you see a closing below 0.700, that means 0.6916 will be exposed. But you have to be careful about this 50% of this previous rise here, because this 50% also aligns itself with this low of this candle, which is at around 0.6986. Now if that low holds and this 50% level holds, then we can see fresh highs that is above 0.7170 also. So you have to be very careful while opening short positions in this market, because we are sitting right on top of the support at around 0.7000. Then the next level of support is almost 10 pips away at around 0.6987. So don't get caught in this market while short selling, because there is a lot of support for this market to go up. Look at this. There was a resistance at around 38.2%, but that resistance pushed the prices back to around 0.7012, but then immediately it was bought back. Then there was a resistance, but immediately again it was bought back. Now this is a bullish pin bar right on the support of 0.7000. So expect 0.7045 to be tested in this market soon. And if we see a close above that, then 0.7104 will be exposed. Australian dollar here, same like New Zealand dollar against the US dollar here. We saw a bearish pin bar, but it failed to close below the support of 0.7221. Right now the price is trying to give us a bullish Marubozu on the daily. If we see a closing above at around the highs of the day, then we can also see 0.7289 on this market. You see how the price is going towards the 10 periods and 20 periods moving average. So this is again like acting as a magnet here. You see how when the price moves away, it tends to go towards the 10 periods moving average, and then when it closes below it again, you see how the sell-off happens. So this is what I am expecting again in this market, because we are targeting 0.7105 in this market. In fact, we are targeting much lower, like 0.7000 in this market. So looking at the 4 hour after yesterday's close, the price is going to go up and up only. So 0.7289 looks imminent in this market. Like discussed yesterday, we were thinking that 109.11 may hold, and this held yesterday, and now the price is trading above the next resistance of 109.57. The price needs to actually close above this level for the next highs to be exposed, but if it fails to close higher than 109.57, then it may turn back towards 109.11. Although you see after the break below this symmetrical triangle, we are expecting the price to go to 108.72. So expect this price to come back below 109.57 to close the day. In that case, it will test this 109.11, which I am expecting it to break to the downside and to reach 108.72 ultimately. Talking about the USD against the Canadian dollar, this break of this low of yesterday is very dangerous. Okay, now why it is dangerous? Because it is something called as a hanging man. Like there was a last push to the upside, and wherever the buyers came in yesterday, that level has already been broken. Now if we see a close below the low of yesterday, that is 1.2742, if the price closes anywhere below 1.2742. That means those who try to open their buy positions here, they are out of the market, which will demoralize the buyers and force them to close their positions. So now what I am expecting in this market is this market may go back to 1.2707, and if it does not find support here, then it may go all the way back to 1.2628 and 1.2586. Now this may be basically this may be because the Brent is rising. Now when the Brent rises, what happens? When the price of the crude oil rises, what happens? When the price of crude oil rises, the Canadian dollar appreciates. The Canadian dollar, because the Canadian economy is based on oil mostly. When the price of oil rises, the currency appreciates, and when Canadian dollar appreciates, the US dollar depreciates against the Canadian dollar. That is what is happening here. So from Brent's chart, it looks like it is going to go to 77.80 soon. So in other words, you can say that the USDCAD is going to go down towards 1.2493. Does that make any sense to you? Yeah, for me actually it makes a sense. Okay, so where is the support and resistance level? So the immediate resistance is at around 1.2778 region, and immediate support right now is at 1.2707. So take the trades accordingly, as I have explained you what is possible here. Brent, I already told you that the Brent is possible if it gives a close above 75.62, which we have marked as the previous resistance on this chart. If that resistance is broken on the daily closing basis, this will open the way to 77.80. So yes, if the 77.80 is achieved, then we need a closing above that to go 86.71. But if it fails to do so, the price may come back to 75.62 again. But look at how the today's candle is forming. It is looking like a Marubozu on the daily chart. A Marubozu is a candle which has no or very small lower and higher wicks. So it is very bullish price action. Any close above this 75.62 will open the way to 77.80. USD CHF, US dollar is coming below or falling against the Swiss franc. One of the reason is that the Swiss franc is getting stronger. A second reason is that US dollar is weak today because it is finding, the dollar index is finding the resistance at around 93.18. So this is one of the reasons why the US dollar is being sold against other currencies. And also the USD CHF has closed the day below this resistance, or can say turned support 92.41, is not holding as a support, and the price came back below it. Now from below, when it tried to go high, it started acting as a resistance, and now this is where the price is trading at 92.9230. We are expecting this market to go to 0.9165 before it gets some support. Talking about the euro against the Great Britain pound, yesterday there was a hanging man, but it did not get complete. Hanging man is complete only when the low of this candle is broken, but today we saw the higher highs, but actually the price went right into the resistance, which was this trend line, falling trend line made by joining the highs 1 2 3 4 5 6 highs. Actually here, when we joined these 6 highs, we got this trend line, and now the price is getting resistance or experiencing resistance at that level. I must clear the clutter so that you can see what is happening here. Actually the price was going to go downwards, but this line here at around 0.8472, which is actually a very good support zone, in the past also has acted as a good support this time and tried to push the price higher, and now the price is facing resistance at this falling trend line. Now this trend line is now also getting a confluence of this horizontal line at around 0.8594. So that is why this sell-off has happened at these highs. But if we see a close above this trend line also, then 0.8670 will be exposed in this market, and if it does not, then 0.8558 can be retested in this market. Talking about the gold chart is fair, and it's very easy to interpret this chart because it is behaving and respecting the technical levels so nicely that it is very easy to predict what is going to happen. So friends, see that here it seems like the price is trying to knock to the resistance or the ceiling which we had created already using the previous highs and lows. Now 1780 is the level which I am talking about. Yesterday the price failed to break this level. Today it is trying to go again to that level. Now it will depend upon the US dollar index. If it falls, then the gold can rise above 1780, and if gives a close above 1780, then 1795 will be exposed in this market. On the contrary, if we see a close below 1780, then we can still see 1756 in this market. Talking about the GBPJPY, a lot of losses yesterday and in fact in the entire week, and then we pushed the price back into the support of 149.19. Actually we are looking for now 148.52, but the pound against yen is like pulling back, and if we don't see a close higher than 150.10, that will mean that 149.19 and 148.52 is still possible. But if the price is able to make a close above 150.10 on the daily closing basis, it will open the way to 150.49 and 151.16 and 152.19 on the way up. So immediate resistance is at 150.10 and immediate support is at 149.19. Talking about CHFJPY, we were expecting this level to be tested as a fresh resistance, and this is what is happening now. Let us see what is happening on 4 hour, and let us see what is happening on 1 hour. Actually, I'm expecting this level to hold as a fresh resistance. So if you're looking for taking a risk here, then you can open a small sell position here with the small stop loss. If you open the right position right now, then you can open the position with a stop loss of almost 50 points and target around 120 points. Okay, of course this is not a good risk to reward ratio because you need 150 points at least, but here the good resistance is at around 45 points, so you can still make a trade here because this is a good zone of resistance, and open a sell position here, target this 117.50. Actually the actual target is 115.98 in this market because we are expecting lower lows in this one, but this will be a speculation. If you can, please wait for tomorrow to see a bearish price action here and then go with the wind, which is easier to go. So CHFJPY right now resistance zone is at around 119 and 118.90, and on the downside we have support at around 117.50 area. Talking about the EURUSD, I am bullish on this one, but today is an inside bar. Expect 1.6266 to act as a resistance and 1.6080 to act as a support in this market. Nothing much about this chart. Euro New Zealand, we are expecting 1.6774 to act as a resistance and 1.6693 price level to act as a support. Looking at the price action here, it looks like the price can go all the way to 1.6774 before it starts going down. But since the New Zealand dollar is appreciating and euro is also appreciating, but New Zealand dollar is appreciating more, so euro is falling against the US dollar, although the highs and the lows of yesterday are not broken. So I will say that wait and watch where the price goes. If it starts going above 1.6774 area, then you can target 1.7122, because in that case our what is it called, our sell-off is over and the price will start making higher highs and higher lows. Talking about the silver, 22.06 is acting as a good support. We were expecting this broken level of 22.86 to act as a resistance. Right now the price is trading at 22.91. This may be a whipsaw or a noise of the market which is trying to push the price high, because we are expecting this level to hold as a good resistance and push the prices back to 21.11. But only the time will tell whether it is able to hold or not. But if it holds as a resistance, then we can see 22.06 again. But if it fails to be held as a resistance and the price breaks above and closes above 22.86, then we can also see 23.84 in this market. Swiss index, now 11,860 is the resistance. We already talked about it. So yes, right now it is trading at the resistance only. The current price is 11,859.14 and the mark is almost the same level where the price is trading. So expect some resistance at this area for the target of 11,277. Euro CHF broke below 1.0840, is still trading below this, has already tested it as a resistance on the 4-hour. So expect 1.0756 in this chart soon. If you want to open a short position here, I think it will also be not a problem, because in the long term the price is going to go down. And if you want to open a short position here, make sure that you have a stop loss right higher than this at around 1.0845 or 1.0846, and you should target this area of 1.0756 area. This is just almost 70 points of take profit, and your stop loss is going to be around 12 to 15 pips. So 70 pips of take profit and 15 pips of stop loss, not a bad idea. All right, because 1.0756 will be the next level of support in the Euro CHF. Talking about the GBP CHF, this fall here is showing us that more losses are there on the way. Although the price saw some lows of around 1.2562, but the support was at around 1.2550. So expect the price to decline further, and we can see 1.2550 and 1.2503 also in this market in the coming time. Talking about the Bitcoin, there was a head and shoulder breakdown, which we have deduced that this is a head and shoulder breakdown, and now the price is trying to test the broken neckline. Now this broken neckline is being tested in the very next day, which is not a good idea. Actually, the price should take time to test this as a fresh resistance, and if it comes back in the very next day, it is called V-shaped recovery, which is not a good idea to open short positions. So this is suggesting that it is a very brisk recovery and the buyers are very aggressive and they are trying to push the prices higher. So any close above 43,917 will open the way to 46,289. On the contrary, if the price fails to close above 43,917, then 41,264 will be exposed in this market. I hope you got the idea what you have to do about it, and yeah, this is our time. So I hope you got some idea about the support and the resistance levels that are of interest in the coming hours and days. Just keep in mind to never risk more than 1% of your capital on any single trade, and look for a potential profit of more than 3 times the risk that you're going to take. With this note, I shall end this video. Please press the like button if you find this video useful for you. Leave your suggestions in the comment section and consider subscribing to the channel for more such videos. Also, you can join the DUSCAD Forex community. The link is there in the description. And if you think that there is any friend of yours who is trading Forex but don't know how to do it, he doesn't know how to do the technical analysis, or you want to discuss with us the charts in the live market, you are most welcome to join our daily webinars, which we will be restarting soon, because right now I am having some issues with my internet, so I'm not doing it live. I am uploading the videos, and we are doing at 1500 we will try to do the live webinars every day, where you can live chat with us, ask your questions or post your charts, and we can do an analysis of your charts and You can also give some corrections to your analysis if you are learning it. So wish you and your family a very happy and a profitable day. Thank you very much for sparing your time for us. Good day.